Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to create something really exciting, a tic-tac-toe game built entirely with HTML, CSS and JavaScript. But before diving into the coding, let me show you the final result to get you excited. Check this out, looks fun, right? Now let's learn how to build it step by step. Stick with me and by the end of this video, you will have your very own tic-tac-toe game to play or even share with friends. Let's get started. First, we need the basic structure of our game, which will be using HTML. Open your editor and create a new file called index.html. Inside this file, type the following code. We start with the doctype HTML declaration to tell the browser this is an HTML5 document. In the head, I added a link to our external CSS file where we'll style the game later. Now, in the body, there is an h1 tag for the game title, a div tag with an ID of board to hold the game grid, and 9 smaller div elements with the class cell. Each represents a square on the board, and a paragraph to display the winner, and a reset game button to clean the board and start over. Now that we have outlined our structure in HTML, it's time to make the game shine with some styling. Here's how we're going to make it visual stunning. We'll use dark modern gradients, subtle shadows, and animations for a sleek professional look. Let's dive in. Starting with the body, we're giving it a clean, centralized layout using Flexbox. The dark background sets a moody, modern, perfect for our game. The heading gets a pop of color with the glowing gold text shadow to immediately catch attention. The board uses CSS grid to create a neat 3-3 layout. With gaps between the cells, it looks clean and organized. For the cell, we've gone for a gradient background, rounded corners, and 3D shadows to make the cells look slightly raised. When hovered, they will scale up for a satisfying interaction. For the marks X and O, each get their own vibrant color and a glowing shadow effect. This makes the game interactive and visually appealing. The winner message is highlighted with animation to grab attention when someone wins the game using keyframes. The keyframes rule in CSS is used to define animations by specifying how styles change over time. The button is styled to match the theme with gradients, smooth-edged, and hover effects. This design is slick, interactive, and vibrant. It sets the perfect mood for our game. Now that it looks fantastic, we'll make the functional in the next step by coding the JavaScript. Let's make it come to life. First thing we need to do is declaring the variables we'll need for our tic-tac-toe game. First, we create a constant called cells and assign it the value of document.querySelectorAll cell. The querySelectorAll function selects all the elements in our HTML with the class name cell. This means cells now holds references to every cell on the game board. We'll use this to interact with the cells during the game. Then we declare winner message and give it the value document.getElementsById winner message. This selects the HTML element with the ID winner message and stores in a variable. We'll use it later to display messages when there is a winner or if the game ends in a draw. We declare current player and give it the value X. Current player is a variable that tracks what turn it is in the game. It starts with X because X always plays first. Game active is a Boolean variable to determine if the game is ongoing or not. It's set to true initially because the game starts as active. If someone wins or it's a draw, we'll set it to false. The board state array keeps track of the state of the game board. Each index in the array corresponds to a cell on the board. For example, the top left cell is index 0 and the bottom right cell is index 8. Initially, all cells are empty, represented by empty strings. Now, let's make the cell interactive by adding an event listener to each one. An event listener is a way for our JavaScript to listen for certain actions, like a click and respond to it. Here, we are using the for each method to loop through all the cells. The cell in this context refers to one cell at a time from the cells collection we defined in the previous step. For every cell, we attach an event listener to detect when it is clicked. When a cell is clicked, the handle cell click function is triggered. We pass the clicked cell and its index as arguments to the function. Now, let's understand the logic behind the handle cell click. This function defines what happens when a player clicks on a cell. First, we check two conditions. The first one, if the game is not active, it means the game active is false. We don't allow any clicks. Second condition, if the clicked cell is already taken, it means the board state at the clicked cell's index is not an empty string, we do nothing. This ensures players cannot overwrite moves or play after the game ends. Then, we update the board state array at the clicked cell's index with the current player's symbol, X or O. This keeps the logical representation of the board is sync with the UI. Then, we update the actual game board in the browser. The clicked cell's text content is set to the current player's symbol. To enhance the UI, we add two classes to the clicked cell. The first one, taken, indicates the cell is occupied. Second one, the current player's class, X or O, to apply specific styles. After a move, we call the check winner function to check if anyone has won. If there is a winner, we display the message X wins or O wins. And if there is a winner, the game is over, so we set game active to false. Now, if there is no winner but the board is full, it's a draw. No one is winning. The every method checks if every cell in the board state array is filed. So, then we change winning message to display the draw message. And the game ends, so we set the game active to false. Another case here, if there is no winner or draw, we switch to the next player by using the ternary operator to toggle the current player between X and O. This means if the current player is X, switch to O, otherwise switch to X. Let's understand the logic behind the check winner function. This function checks if the current player has won the game. For that, we start by declaring constant named winning combinations. This is an array that contains all the possible winning combinations for tic-tac-toe. For example, 0, 1, 2 represent the top row, 0, 4, 8 is the diagonal, and so on. These combinations will help us check if a player has won. Now, here is the main logic. We use winning combinations.sum to check if any of the combination is satisfied. Sum is a method that will return true if at least one combination works. Inside, we use combination.every to ensure that all three cells in a given combination belong to the current player. If all the cells have the same text, X or O, the current player has won. Now, the last thing to do is to reset the game. We grab the button by using getElementsById, then add an event listener to listen for clicks. Once clicked, we call a function named resetGame, and inside it, we perform all the necessary steps to restart the game. To do this, we need to clear the board state array, set the current player to X, reactive the game by setting game active to true, and clear the winner message by setting its text to an empty string. Lastly, we loop through the cells to clear their text and styles. And that's it, the reset process is complete. And just like that, we have created the fully functional tic-tac-toe game. From the slick design to the interactive gameplay, this project combines everything we have learned so far. Okay, moment of truth. Let's test the full game. I will start by clicking here. Nice, that's an X. I will pick another spot. Great, there is an O. Let's keep going and see if we can get a winner. And look at that, the game announced the winner perfectly. Plus, the reset button works like a charm. Everything is working smoothly. Congratulations, coders! You have just built a fully functional tic-tac-toe game from scratch. Feel free to customize it further. And don't forget to share your version with me. See you in the next video for even more exciting projects. Bye!